Well, a very warm welcome to this month's Hypno Geeks. It is lovely to have you here. Thank you for tuning in and watching. This month I am talking with Ian Mcclumpa. Ian is actually one of the tutors at the Northern College of Clinical Hypnotherapy. He's based in Leicestershire,
yeah.
And he kind of looks after the Midlands area of the UK, taking care of our students and teaching our students. He's one of our hybrid teachers. If you don't know what I mean by hybrid, I'll just very basically tell you it's an option. It just gives you more flexibility. So in-person training is brilliant. We love that. We want you to come into the classroom with us. But actually, for a majority of the therapists, myself included, over the last couple of years, we've transitioned to working online with clients. I think all my clients are online now, which is a great way. It's a great way to start your business if you're getting going. And, it means that clients that struggle with things like, fear of going outdoors or fear about having to deal with busy town centres or parking or public transport, any of those things are all eliminated because clients can actually just see you and experience therapy with you from the comfort of their own home. So it's also really useful to have an experience of learning how to give and receive therapy in that way too. So our hybrid course is delivered live online. You're in the classroom, but you're still very much participating in the classes and the lessons, or you can actually attend in person. And it does mean that if you've got a bit of a cold or a cough or a snivel and you can't come in, you can still attend from the comfort of your home. So it's lots of flexibility and just a really interesting way of learning. And what we're finding is that hybrid learning style is really it's bringing some amazing therapists who can work in all different circumstances. And I think that's what we need to have a lot of resilience as therapists. We need to be able to work in lots of different environments with lots of different people and meet their needs, meet our clients' needs. So it's great to have Ian. I'm going to not just talk about the course, I'm going to talk about Ian's specialities as well. So welcome to Hypno Geeks, Ian.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, because you're not just a clinical hypnotherapist, although you are a fantastic clinical hypnotherapist. You do some other things as well. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Just a hypnotherapist, blimey.
Just, I know.
Just, yeah. No, well, I started about 5 or 6 years ago. I was injured and I wasn't getting very far with things. And I ended up being treated by, it was a soft touch acupressure style treatment. So I became a therapist. But what I realized was that although you can make huge changes, and I noticed that when my body was treated, my depression decreased, because if you're in pain, you end up in this circle. You get depression, then you get pain, depression. And likewise, if you have depression, you'll end up getting pain.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah. And so whichever one you have a go at, it will help the other one. So doing my body therapies now, I do various therapies. I've done them 5 or 6 years. But very quickly I realized it's actually the brain that's running things. So if you can get into the brain and adjust some of those, what do we say they are? They're just sort of malfunctions, really.
Faulty programming.
Yeah. So that's how I get into clinical hypnotherapy. And one day I was on a course, and it was actually a demonstration by the local Chamber of Commerce. And this guy was doing virtual reality, but it was more for sales. And when I got home, I was telling my partner, "Oh, this virtual reality, can you imagine doing this with hypnotherapy?" And lo and behold, what happened the next day on Facebook? Ta-da! This advert came up. The company's just changed names. They've been running for several years, and they're one of the leading clinical virtual reality therapists. They were originally called Science, but they've just changed now. I mean, they're all over the world, and it is absolutely amazing. There's about 70 scenarios on there. So from a hypnotherapy point of view, if we take something like flying, if you put someone under hypnosis and then put them on an aeroplane, you don't really know where they are. You can see if they're getting stressed, but you don't really know why or what's causing it. But if you can create a reality that they're wide awake, but sort of under hypnosis, as soon as they can talk to you, they explain them that the virtual reality is so real that after about 20 minutes, the brain can't differentiate at all. Now, the virtual reality we have is not as crystal clear as you might get with your games, because a lot of people do the gaming and war games.
Yeah.
You look at that, it's crystal clear. Ours isn't, and it's made like that for a purpose, because as you know, the brain makes the bits up in between. So although it's perfectly clear to see what's going on, the brain's actually just finished that. So it's making the brain work for its money. So it's becoming more real to the brain rather than just viewing like a television.
So what you're doing is you're combining clinical hypnotherapy and hypnosis with virtual reality therapy, which is absolutely fantastic. I love it for things like fears and phobias, because when we're working with clients with, you know, say a phobia of flying or a phobia of heights or a phobia of spiders, we know in the session we can kind of tell as a therapist that the work is done, that I feel confident that this client has resolved this issue. But then how do we know? They've got to kind of live a little bit, haven't they? They've got to, and it can be sometimes weeks, if not months, before they get a moment or a time in their life where they're faced with the thing that they used to be totally terrified of. Whereas with this virtual reality, you can kind of really build their confidence as well, I would imagine, because they actually get a real experience of facing their fears as well.
Yeah, well, as you know, when the brain accepts something, if you are actually there, it's a straightforward memory. So from this point of view, the brain is remembering that as having done it.
Yeah.
If you're not triggering your fight or flight, then the fear goes. So what we tend to do is, if we work on something, we'll do the heights. I know you dropped me in it today and brought me up quickly.
I did.
What we do is, Matt, you did, yeah. So I'm going to do that now with some of these tests.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll go up on a skyscraper and we'll go 100 floors up, and then we'll cross on an open gantry between two skyscrapers. Now, we wouldn't do that initially, and obviously everything we do is very professional. So if you did have a fear of heights, I would put, firstly, a 3D video on. So there's one where there's a person walking along a cliff edge with a dog and everything else. So you get people to focus on, say, the yachts, or take their attention off. So the brain is absorbing what's going on around you, but you'll focus on one thing. Likewise, if you're frightened of heights, you always look ahead, don't you? You never look down. So that's how we'll start. Yeah, of course, we'd start off like that, and then we would gradually progress up. So what we'll do in a moment is at the very end. Now, I had a lady come to me. She always wanted to climb Kilimanjaro. She didn't like flying and she didn't like heights. So that's a
bit
great
of a challenge. Bit of a challenge.
Yeah. So she came on the Wednesday and she was going on the Saturday. So there was no pressure there either. So she was there for a few hours, in fairness, and we stopped and had tea, because when we run this, we tend to do about 20 minutes because the eyes start to strain, and that's because we're making that picture up. So anyway, we eventually finished going across this big gantry. And I remember saying to her, whatever happens, keep your eyes open. Even if you say to yourself, this is not real. So you're using all your senses. So you're using your eyes, you've got the sound of the wind blowing, and then Cheeky Chops here put a fan on, so her hair just blew everywhere. And she got up and she's going. So anyway, when we finished, she's going, I was going across there going, this is not real, this is not real, this is not real. And it doesn't matter if you say that, because there is such an immense sensation of your eyes, your ears and everything, that the brain just accepts you've done it. So anyway, we started off with the flying one. That's really brilliant. So anyway, she flew there, no problem. And she said she was about halfway up and there was a sheer drop. And she said she would have been crawling across it.
Yeah.
She said she just stood and looked over the edge. I've had some amazing results with the VR. I remember when I first tried this, it was another therapist that I just said, I don't know whether to do this or not. And she says, well, I've got OCD, try it on me and see what happens. I went, she says, if you can kill me, it'll work. I went, okay. So we were there as therapists. It was an evening. So we're all having a good laugh and giggle. And as you know, when you have a good laugh and giggle, it's much more fun. So anyway, the first thing I did with her was to take her down into an underground and into some dirty toilets, which sounds a bit awful.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, you're going to go, ooh, especially if you've got OCD.
It'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, so I just took her a step at a time, because everything
Yeah.
we do, we can start and stop and move forward in one thing or another. Then I let that roll. And then I took her for one, because the brain doesn't work as a whole. So although the scenarios for OCD, other things will make those pictures up in your brain. So it sort of scrambles a little bit. So the next one I took her down, which would really be designed for claustrophobia. So I took her in a lift down into a basement, and you walk along a narrow passageway. As soon as she came out of the lift, she went, "Oh my Lord, it stinks down here." So her brain had already made the picture up. So as it's coming in, she's got all of her senses going. So, like in hypnosis,
Yeah.
she's really then taking everything in. We did that. Then we had a little bit of fun. And at the very end, there's a sort of, it's a mindfulness sort of weird thing. Now, if you do mindfulness, the problem I have is that things go through my mind. So if we've got time,
head syndrome.
yeah. So if we've got time, I'll put this on. And I actually treated somebody today, and I put this on, and they went into hypnosis. They can remember parts of it. So basically, you drop down onto this strange planet. There's deers that are eating grass, but they're not real. They're just the kind of box shaped and weird, and the birds fly. So it's all animated. But you're so busy looking at all these things. So if we've got time, we'll load that. So initially, when I took this on, it was all done side by side in the office, as you would there. But then during the COVID period, what they did was they actually altered it so you could do it online.
Brilliant.
So I'll just show you what we need. All you need is a mobile phone, basically, and we're downloading an app. So here we have just the sort of cheap and cheerful £1.50 or £2 cardboard cutouts that you drop your phone. So it's like a little bit of a cardboard set of glasses, and you drop your phone in. Or you can just buy a cheap one of these, which is like your Goodman's headset. I think on there,
like three quid or something.
£8 from B&M.
£8 from B&M. There we go.
There you go. Yeah. So
brilliant.
So all that is, if you look on that side, you'll see you just slide it open and you put your phone in. So all we do is we'll download an app, and when we open the phone up, it looks a little bit. You have to adjust it to VR, but when you look at it, you'll see it looks like a pair of specs.
Yeah.
I don't know I think there's a code in there.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
So all we do is have a Zoom call like this. You then give me those 4 digits, and I link to your phone, and then I'll go into the platform here, and then we can do whatever we're going to, or whatever's been discussed. So that's how simple it is to do this.
Are we going to have a go then?
We're going to have a go. So if you want to share your screen, let me share screen. I'll put up my platform.
Yeah, so, I think you can do it.
Okay, yes, I can. Okay, so if I just share this then. So
now I've actually got a virtual reality headset, but it's a bit of an old one, so I'm going to hold my phone up to it.
Okay.
But you just let me know when we're ready to go.
Let me just see if we're still connected. Yeah, we're all connected up, ready to go. So if I just do this again.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing on my side here, I'll just turn the volume down slightly, is you're 100 floors up, or you're going up to 100 floors. So if you just move your headset slightly, let me just clear that. There you go. Little window cleaning cart. So if you have a good look around, you'll be able to just see what you can see. Look at that. So although all I'm doing on my side here, because we won't be able to get yours in a full virtual reality, but once your headset's on, you feel like you're enclosed, don't you? No matter where you look, you're submersed in the middle of that.
Shall I put my headset on and do it?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah.
Oh, take my glasses off first. Right.
So as you look around now, you're completely immersed in that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's quite mad actually how real it is. Like if I look down, it looks like that is it's a very long drop. And then if I look up, can you see what I can see? Can you see what I see?
Yeah, you're looking right up at the sky. It's a long way up. So what I'm going to do here as well, I can actually move you around on here. So what I'm going to do, if you come back down to level to the cart, first of all.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, I can move you forward. So at the moment you're at the back. So I can now move you forward. So now you're getting closer to the edge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
feels
or
a
I can
little
move
bit
you
more
right to
day.
the edge of.
Ooh,
So
I'm
what I
gonna
do is
drop off. Whoa, whoa, yeah.
now look down.
I feel
See
like
the
I need to
difference?
hold on now. There's a big
Okay.
crane down there, so it shows you how far down it is. I feel like I'm in the Matrix. I wonder if I
But
can.
what I'm going to do is we're going to take you up to the top now.
Here we go, going up, going up. You can see going up floor by floor. Look at the view.
So I've just turned the volume down, but if I put it back up again, you'll get the impression of what it's like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know what? As you're going past the kind of metal bits, I can almost feel the wind off them. I know it's not, I'm not really here, but it does feel, whoa, it does, whoa, just feel very real. Can you see the view?
So I can adjust your volume on your phone.
Yeah.
So I'll put it up on your phone so you hear it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll reduce a little bit on here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go up.
I'm just going to step across to this.
Here we go.
This
Okay.
balcony. Okay. Whoa. Oh, ding, ding, dong.
You just have to turn your headset around because the head's, that's it.
And it'll go that way.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Now, if you just look down, you'll see where you are through that checker plate.
Whoa. Oh, I've got feet and legs and a body. Do you know, it does actually feel, you get a slight sense of sort of dizziness as if it's really happening.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So we'll just stop that. So that's one environment. So what I'm going to do is if I click on here, I'll just show you roughly what we've got. So we've got various relaxation ones. We have driving, flying, MRI scanners, injections. So if you've got a fear of injections.
MRI scanners are a bit scary, aren't they? Because of the noise as well that you get with them.
Well, let me just see. I'll just launch this and drop you in it for a second. It takes a couple of seconds to load up.
Launching environment.
So each time we would normally do, a couple of these. We always monitor how much stress you have. At the moment we're having a little bit of fun. But obviously, if you start to get stressed, we stop it. We then go back to the beginning. We'll run it along again and keep doing that. So as it becomes repetitive, the actual stress level changes. So let's just have a quick look at this. So if I open that up, and then what we'll do is we'll go.
Ooh. Are we in a hospital?
You're in a hospital, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a guy just going up to the receptionist. She'll be saying to him, tell me all your medical details, even though I'm not actually trained to understand what you're talking about.
Can you hear in the background how they've been very subtle?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very clever, isn't it?
It's very clever. So what we're going to do, we're going to put you in the room now, and you'll see some little strange sort of guy here.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So the guy will come out to you now. Very lifelike, isn't it?
Yes. Hi. Thank you. I'm a little bit nervous about this,
Are you ready? Do you want me to put you in there?
Yeah, go on then. Let's do it. Oh my goodness.
We're just cutting corners here, but obviously you would take them.
Wow, I'm lying on the bed.
You're lying on your back, yeah.
Ceiling.
And then you gradually go in.
All right, we're off. Ready. I'm going to take a deep breath. Whoa, my feet are in there.
Actually, you're looking down at yourself. See your nose?
Yeah.
Now you imagine if I turn the volume up, which is what it's like in there.
Yeah. It's that noise when you have the machine that I find the most sort of disturbing.
So I'll just stop that. That's one of them. So we try something else and show you what else we do.
Yeah, go on then. Let's have another little play.
Because it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Brilliant.
And because we're having a bit of fun, I'll launch the aeroplane one. Because you're having a bit of fun, we take it in differently. We're not under a great deal of stress.
No.
It's just a bit of a laugh. But your brain's taken all of this in.
Like I would have, honestly, I've had an MRI in real life and didn't really enjoy it at all. I had to kind of do a bit of breathing and really kind of talk myself into a state of relaxation. I was almost kind of laughing through that, really.
Do you want to take your glasses off for a second? And we'll just let this load.
Yeah.
I know it affects your eyes when you're doing this.
Yeah, certainly. I was just saying when I've had a real MRI, it definitely, it was a really unpleasant experience for me. So to have that and kind of laugh through it almost, actually really confidence, giving me a real sense of confidence. Yeah, that would be brilliant.
And obviously you start off with the reception and it tells you all about it. Now, if you get too stressed there, we'll stop, we'll go back and we'll go through that. And each time you go through, we get the SUD level down. So this is airplane. It should have loaded.
SUD level is subjective unit of discomfort. That's kind of like we get people to do like a 1 out of 10. And, 10 would be like, it's really bad. And 1 would be like, yeah, whatever.
If you just want to hold your phone up, you'll see you're actually, if you just pick the phone up and you move it around, there you go, you're in the plane. No, the other way. You're looking at the headrest.
I'm out the window. Ooh, I'm gonna have to turn it this way because I can't see. Oh yeah, hello. There's the guy that's sat next to me.
Tell you what, if you just put it in front of you, I'll recenter it. Let me just see if I can recenter it. So just hold it there. So it should recenter now. He said, yeah. There you go.
I'm looking at the back of the chair.
Yeah, okay. So if you move to your right, you'll see the lady come up there.
Yeah.
So you've got.
Oh yeah, there's a nice lady sat next to me.
Yeah, and they all move. They talk to you.
Oh, flipping heck.
They're a little bit on the weird side.
Yeah.
So let me just, if I do this.
Out the mirror window.
Yeah, I'm just going to do this so we start off and you can hear what goes on. This is just so lifelike. Hear them chatting.
Oh yeah.
Let me just turn that down a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll taxi. So if you look out the window, you'll see the plane moving. Look how clever that is.
Oh yeah. Well, it looks like Malaga.
Yeah, probably is. It's Spanish, isn't it? So, and then as you put it to your right, I think the lady comes along and gives you all the instructions on how to jump out the plane. So, but obviously this goes on for several minutes and the captain speaks to you and all that sort of thing.
Brilliant. Because it's in all these moments, isn't it, where your clients are going to be, gearing up, the fee is going to be increasing. So just to kind of have this experience is really assuring.
Funny enough, the lady did this today that was in. She was looking out saying, oh my goodness, the wings moving. But then you realise they actually do move,
Yeah.
And you can take off. If they don't like takeoffs, you can do it slowly and what have you, or you could, if they're flying, landing. But yeah, so that's one of the other environments. But there really is lots here. And I'm going to.
I love it.
Now,
even if the students were thinking about perhaps training in this themselves, can they do this as a continuing professional development?
Well, basically what you have to do is you have to rent the platform. So Amelia sends you all of the training anyway. So you have training guides on here. But what I was going to say, this one here, attentional focus, you get, when you download your app, I know we download it very quickly, but when you go back to, there was a 4-digit code that you gave me that were logged in. So if you come out of that, in the corner, it will show you 2 free scenarios. So this is one of them, the attentional focus. So that's basically mindfulness. So it's a very relaxing mindfulness, but of course you're actually fully conscious and you're relaxing at home. So you have that one, and I think there's another one under the water. I think it might be.
Oh, nice. Swimming with the dolphins.
Yeah. So there is so much on here. This emotional regulation is absolutely, I absolutely love this to bits. So if I'll load it in your phone while we're talking, and then we can just see it as it moves along.
So while it's loading, let's talk about some of the other areas of CPD that you offer as well, because I mean, you're a brilliant tutor and we are delighted that you are teaching our foundation and diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, but you also teach some body work as well. So we were talking about how, you know, if as a clinical hypnotherapist, you've decided you want to specialize in an area with relaxation or with pain management or any kind of physical issues, that you actually offer a little one-day CPD course. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, let me just stop sharing for a moment and we'll come back. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Emmett technique is a very light touch, almost acupressure style therapies, where you just put your finger on, people call them pressure points, meridian points. Ross Emmett will tell you they're his special points because there are so many, and the body simply relaxes. It's a form of fascia release. So on the one-day taster course, we do 11 moves. So we balance from feet up to the head or the shoulders. Now, there's sufficient there. You can use it on yourself, or you can have it as a CPD and you can become insured with it as a therapist. I find it really relaxing because the first thing you do with hypnotherapy is to build up rapport with somebody. Now, if you get someone who's really, really nervous, you can just use this technique to relax people. The fascia tightens when we're stressed. It tightens the body, restricts blood flow, and tightens your muscles because it covers all the muscles too. So within 5 minutes, you can relax somebody that they actually almost feel tired. Because as you open the muscles and open the fascia, the blood pressure drops.
Yeah.
So you're more relaxed. And in actual fact, I had an appointment with the chap. He came in for hypnotherapy. And when I discussed his issues with it, it was much more counselling than really hypnosis. It was a sort of domestic thing, if you like. But as he was telling me this story, he was getting himself all stressed. But also, he'd suffered from I was going to say a sore ear, but he had a sort of tinnitus and a bit of a deafness in his ear. And as you know, when you're in fight or flight, the ears are the first to be affected. And it's normally one ear, not both. It's both, but quite often if it's a small matter, you get it in one ear.
Yeah.
So anyways, he was getting a bit stressed. You could see his eyes moving around. I'm thinking, oh dear. And I said, look, your best thing is counselling. I can do hypnotherapy, but I believe in sending you to the right people. So that's the way I work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, but can I just do a few moves, a few of these just to relax you? And he went, yeah, whatever. So all I did was, and the majority of them were these basic moves that you learn on the one day. Anyway, he sat down, he says, oh, that's better. He said, I feel a bit more relaxed. And he tells me, but my ear thing hasn't gone. My ear's still, I can't hear it. I went, no problem, as long as you feel a bit more relaxed. And he was happy with that. And he actually said to me, thank you so much for being honest. He says, you're right, I came here expecting you to fix me. And I says, well, unfortunately, that's not how it works. We help you fix yourself. I was quite surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised, but I was pleased. The next morning, I got a text saying, you're not going to believe this. I've got out of bed and I've got no earache and I've got no stress. So he processed that himself, you know. So that's why I like both, because they both help each other, you know. So yeah, so the 11 moves just help you to relax people in effect. And if you have issues like back issues and things like that, you can sort those out, because we sit in front of a desk, you know, we don't exercise anymore, do we?
No. We live quite sedentary lives, don't we? We hop on a bus or we jump in a car and then we're sitting in an office usually all day.
Yeah.
We're not sort of out hunter gathering like we used to. So yeah, we kind of have not the best lifestyle really.
And what I've found in my travels is, when I was looking at a book called Biology and Psychology, the speed of the signals that travel from the brain to work the body, so moving your arms and everything else, is around about 16 meters per second. Whereas when you touch the body and you just touch the arm or the face, whatever, the sensations from the peripheral sensors are around 30 meters a second. So they're almost twice as fast. So I believe that as we touch the body is reacting to those signals, but it's allowing the rest of the body in that area to release. So I believe that's how it works, because there's those different speeds involved. That's why muscle massage and what have you releases the body without the brain having control of it. So I may be wrong, but that's from what I've read, that seems to make a bit more sense, really, you know. So, but yeah, so anyway, if you do download, going back to the app, if you download that app, you've got 2 free relaxation scenarios on there that you can just use at home. And then if you have a specific fear or phobia, then obviously, you know, you contact myself. So
can work with you or contact, get in touch with you.
If I just open this up and we'll just let that one run, and we can see it in a moment. So I'll let it run while in the background.
Brilliant.
There you go. See how this almost sounds like hypnosis.
Mindfulness exercise.
Yeah, he's got a very hypnotic voice, hasn't he?
For this reason, we must become familiar with the essential elements of mindfulness, which we will explain in the next few minutes.
Brilliant. Ian, I'm gonna play with this a bit more with you, but I think we'll probably just hold it there for now.
So this is the future, as Peter Kay would say.
It really is the future. This is the future.
I need to stop it. Where is it? How do I stop it? Let me get back there. Let me go back. Right.
There we go. Marvelous. So, virtual reality therapy, it really is the future. I feel like I've been on a right adventure this evening with you. It's been absolutely fantastic to have you on Hypno Geeks this month. Thank you for coming on, telling us all about your CPD course, your EMET course, which is on the website, on the Northern College of Clinical Hypnotherapy website. If you want to connect with Ian and do that course, you can do. If you want to find out more about virtual reality therapy, you can do that too. And if you want to add it to your repertoire of things that you offer, it's really interesting. And you can just download that little, give it a go, have a session, experience it for yourself. There's a couple that were the free apps, free sort of environments, you called it, didn't it? Free environments.
Yeah, there's 2 free environments there. So all you need to
play with.
Yeah, you just need a cheap £10 headset, download the app, and away you go. So it's ideal just to have for yourself, just for relaxation.
Yeah.
It's well worth doing. So.
Ian, thank you so much for coming on this month's Hypno Geeks.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry we didn't have a bit more time to do more.
I'm gonna finish this and then go on a little mindful journey. So
great stuff. Okay.
Thanks ever so much. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye.